From digital ID to automated screening lanes, TSA Airport Security is getting a major update in 2025. But these changes are catching a lot of travelers off guard, leading to big mistakes that could seriously mess up your travel plans. Today's video covers the 8 biggest airport security mistakes that you need to avoid, and bonus tips like a game-changing free service that most travelers don't even know exists. The first major mistake that travelers are making at airport security is assuming that the rollout of digital ID means that they can leave their physical ID at home. While digital ID is making security faster at US airports by allowing passengers to verify their identity with a virtual ID card, there are 3 big misunderstandings that are getting travelers into trouble. Digital ID doesn't mean just having a photo of your ID on your phone. That won't work. You need to properly set up your ID in Apple Wallet, Google Wallet, or Samsung Wallet. Here's how digital ID works. You'll store your ID in one of these apps, and then at the security checkpoint, you'll scan your phone on the reader, and the TSA will take a quick photo and match it against your ID, and then you're good to go. Usually. However, the second issue that travelers are running into is that even with proper digital ID setup, it can still fail for various reasons. Your phone could die, the Bluetooth connection might not be working, the TSA system might glitch, or the scanner might malfunction. And a third issue is that even when everything works perfectly, a TSA agent may ask to see your physical ID anyway. TSA is crystal clear that digital ID supplements but does not replace the need to carry a physical ID. If an agent asks to see your ID and you don't have it, you likely will not be flying. The safest bet is to travel with a passport, since it's going to work for both domestic and international flights. If you prefer using a different form of ID, you can check the TSA website for their full list of acceptable IDs, as well as updated requirements on Real ID. Everyone makes a silly mistake occasionally, and if you do end up at the airport without your ID, don't completely panic until you ask a TSA agent about your options. Let a TSA officer know what happened and mention that you're aware there are other ways to verify your identity. There are some procedures in place for this exact situation, and while it might take some extra time, not having your physical ID might not necessarily be game over for your travel plans. The second major mistake that travelers are making at airport security is patiently waiting in a single file line when there are automated screening lanes available. This is a huge change in how travelers move through the security line, and I recently witnessed total chaos at Newark Airport because half of the travelers didn't realize how these new lanes work. I was recently one of those confused travelers standing at the front of the line, not realizing that I should be advancing to one of the free lanes. It wasn't until a very patient TSA officer let me know about the new system and directed me to a station. Let us know down in the comments if you have seen these new automated screening lanes at your home airport. Instead of the traditional single file line where you're rushing to unload your stuff while a lineup of people wait behind you, these new automated lanes have multiple stations where travelers can unload their items into bins while standing side by side. Here's the part that seems to trip everyone up. You might end up going ahead of passengers who are already loading their bins, which feels a little strange after years of airport security agents conditioning us to wait our turn in line. These new automated lanes mean that when you see an empty station, you should move right up to it, even if there are other travelers that are still loading bins at stations ahead of you. These automated lanes are designed to speed up the process, and they also help remove that pressure of having people waiting behind you, but they are still so new, so in many cases they end up causing more delays when travelers don't know how to use them properly, and TSA officers have to repeatedly call out, "Move to any open station. Please." They don't always say please though. The third mistake that travelers are making is not taking advantage of trusted traveler programs to bypass the general airport security screening lane, especially since all this new technology is being tested and those general lanes are more chaotic than ever. With all these new automated lanes and digital ID systems rolling out, general TSA lanes are filled with confused, infrequent travelers trying to figure everything out. And honestly, who can blame them? But here's why having TSA PreCheck is a total game changer. You can often leave your electronics and your liquids packed away. You can also usually keep your shoes, your belt, and your light jacket on, and you get access to dedicated screening lanes at over 200 airports. And probably best of all, you are also surrounded by more frequent travelers that often know the airport security drill, and you're also surrounded by TSA agents that are not completely frustrated with having to repeat the same instructions over and over and over again. It's also only $78 for a 5-year membership, which breaks down to about $15 per year, so even if you only fly once or twice a year, this is likely going to be worth it. The cherry on top is that getting TSA PreCheck in 2025 as an American citizen is surprisingly simple. You can even do it at many local Staples locations. Staples makes it super simple. Just search for a participating location near you, apply online through the TSA's website, and then make an appointment to head to your local Staples with your ID and a citizenship document, get your fingerprints and photos done right there and then make the payment to finish the process. Staples' website also makes it super easy by linking you to exactly where you need to fill out the application form, and there's even an online chat option if any questions come up. And whether you use TSA PreCheck or you head to a general screening lane, it would be a big mistake to not take advantage of the free resources that TSA has to offer. Especially their My TSA app, which is honestly awesome, and most travelers don't even know that it exists. While you can find all the basic information about what you can and can't bring through security on TSA's website, the My TSA app takes everything next level since it's like a hub to hold all of this information. I'm obsessed with this app and honestly surprised by how user-friendly it is, considering most government apps are less than user-friendly, just not that intuitive altogether. You don't even need to create an account or remember another password. You just download the app and you can start using it without creating any accounts or signing in. What makes this app so fantastic is that it's basically a one-stop shop for anything TSA related. It's the hub that's going to connect you to all of the different resources that TSA has to offer. The Can I Bring search feature lets you quickly check if items are allowed or not, and you can also check things like real-time wait times for the security line at your airport, and there's a handy checklist that it links to prepare for screening if you haven't flown in a while. In addition to a ton of other resources, you can also find updates on airport delays and closures, and you have direct access to Ask TSA if you have specific questions. You can even save items that you frequently travel with to your favorites list, so you don't have to keep searching for the same things over and over again. My favorite feature is definitely the checklist tab, as it breaks down exactly what you need to do and what you need to know before the security screening, which is super helpful when you're dealing with all of these new security changes. And since the information is coming straight from the TSA, it's going to be about as accurate and up-to-date as you can get. The fifth mistake is feeling anxious about airport security and not taking advantage of TSA Cares, which is a free program specifically designed to help travelers who need a little extra support. The program is available for passengers with disabilities, medical conditions, or other special circumstances, including those with anxiety about the security process. You don't need to have a specific medical condition or visible or invisible disability. If security makes you anxious, that is reason enough to use this service. I completely understand that if you are already anxious and nervous about going through the TSA screening process, it might feel a little overwhelming to also have to call or reach out to get the support that you need. Please don't let this stop you. You might be worried about what to say when you call or what the airport experience will be like if you do get TSA Cares support, as you don't want to just be drawing more attention to yourself. Here's what makes TSA Cares such a valuable resource for travelers. Support is available for both visible and invisible needs. You do not need to prove any condition or disability. The service is completely free. And best of all, the passenger support specialists, which are the TSA agents working specifically under the TSA Cares program, are trained to help with everything from handling medical equipment to managing traveler anxiety, and they are actually really nice about it. The support that they offer includes physical assistance with bins and belongings, extra time to get through security, private screening if requested, help explaining medical devices or medications to officers, or even just simply being a calm and patient presence walking you through the process and making sure your questions and concerns are addressed. Just call the TSA Cares number and they'll connect you with a TSA Cares agent at your airport who will meet with you and personally guide you through the experience. Some travelers have had issues reaching TSA Cares over the phone, so it's good to know that you can also submit a request online or even simply email them. There are a ton of glowing reviews online and even a ton of positive feedback from our community here on YouTube down in the comments about how TSA Cares has completely transformed what seemed like a stressful experience into a manageable one. Another major mistake that travelers are making would be using all of these official resources to prepare and then being completely thrown off their game when they get to airport security and it doesn't go as expected. TSA actually builds variability into the security process by design. While they want you feeling confident and prepared, they also need to keep the bad guys on their toes. Take this wild example from TSA's Instagram, where a traveler recently tried to get through STL Airport with a cane that was hiding not one, not two, but 3 knives inside of it. So next time you're feeling frustrated while you watch Aunt Louise get extra screening for her cane, remember that it's not personal. It's just part of keeping things like knives and the 6,000 plus guns that travelers tried to bring through security last year off the plane. And let's not forget about Bartholomew, a 4-foot boa constrictor that someone tried to sneak in their suitcase through TSA security. The reality is that any given day at security could throw a curveball due to unplanned security threats, malfunctioning equipment, staffing issues, or maybe today is the day that someone decides to take their emotional support boa constrictor onto a plane. So don't get too grumpy when things are different from what you expect. TSA is constantly evolving the security screening process, and while they want to make it as comfortable for you as possible, there are unfortunately threats too, which are the top priority. The best way to handle all of this uncertainty is to prepare as if the new screening technology doesn't exist. Pack your bag with all large electronics easily accessible, make sure your pockets are empty, keep your liquids following the 3-1-1 liquid rule, and most importantly, when it's your turn to go through airport security, stay alert. That means taking your headphones out, putting your phone away, and actually listening to what the TSA officers are telling you. Always watch what other travelers are doing ahead of you as well. If everyone seems to be pulling off their shoes and pulling out their electronics and placing their liquid bags in the bin, even if you're in a TSA PreCheck lane, there's probably a good chance that you are going to be asked to do the same. To learn more about these game-changing TSA updates that are rolling out at an airport near you, check out the video on the screen now and linked down in the video description. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join Ollie and I back here for more travel tips and hacks each week, and I will see you in that next video soon. Bye. And if you are new to the channel, Ollie is that sleepy man behind me. Also, welcome. It's great to have you here.